Hello, designer car fans. You may not know who this person is. Luigi Colani is a German designer. He passed away in 2019, sadly. And he designed a lot of crazy things. Very organic biodynamic is what he called it. But he's designed many products, right? This is his website. You know, everything he's been involved with. But this is the car side. And so a lot of his cars are just fantasy vehicles. Maybe they end up in the movies. But I do recognize one car that I think became the Ford Ka. Where is it? Yeah, this thing. That became the Ford Ka, right? So, yeah, he does have some designs that made it to actual production, it looks like. Let's see if there's anything else. That looks possibly like a Fiat. Look at that. That looks like it's right out of a space movie. I mean, the guy's endless. Look at this funky farm tractor. Anyways, he has many more. So, interesting stuff, Luigi Colani. But ChoroQ had a little collection here of 4 of the Colani vehicles, and they just called them CDQ 2001 to 2004. And I was perusing my local toy shops, and I found one of them here. This is a 2003. I guess I'll have to try to get the other 3 as well. So, comes in this funky, organic-looking box. I've never seen this packaging ever from ChoroQ. I'm looking for a date. That box is 86. But no, I don't see a date there. Yeah, I'm gonna have to assume this might be from 1986 just based off of that photograph, how it says 86. So this is old. Let's open, how do I open that? Okay, so that comes out, and that's locking the top half. Seems like an excess packaging to me, but they weren't thinking about that back then. Okay, I don't know why they have to have a foil sticker here either. Yeah, it does say 86 there in that molded text. It's very small, but so this is actually very fortunate. I was even able to find this thing. This thing is so old. Boy, I don't even know what this car is called, right? I don't even know what it's called. So it does say CDQ 2003 600. Let me pause and see if I can find something about it. Alright, so it turns out he designed this car for Mazda in 1983. It was supposed to be a Lemans racing prototype. I mean, this guy was way ahead of his time. This is 1983 he was designing cars like this. So, it's crazy. Anyway, so you can see what ChoroQ did here. They tried their best. So, it's really crazy what ChoroQ does. I mean, they're making deformed versions of some of the most random vehicles, you know, that one could ever imagine. This was just a modeling buck. There was no engine or anything like that. It was just a solid body, I think, or like fiberglass and wood. So, anyways, interesting for sure. So now that we know what it is, Choro. Interesting that they put that in. I would kind of wish this thing wasn't white because it's really difficult to read. If it was sky blue, that would, like some of those photos, it would have been much better. So that's cool, an aerodynamic wheel. So it's an aerodynamic experiment from Colani, and there's actually a vent right here. I guess that's touching the tire. Okay, so the blacked out windows make sense because I don't think this had an interior on the real car. This looks like that vent up front. I wish they had some black paint in there though. And then this is the worst place to have it come off of a molding tree. I mean, I don't know why they would mold it right there in the front, the middle. Alright, a really short version of that wing in the center. Oh, cool. It actually has Colani's signature. Yeah, right there, molded into the body. That's very impressive. Cool. I guess these are intakes or a wing or something back here. And then the back is just plain, and probably like that on the real car. Standard construction of a screw in the front and a tab in the back. Alright, so I still don't know why it says 600 though. And it also has Colani signatures down here. So, very interesting. Let's see if the motor still works. Oh yeah. That thing thing would go really far. Seems like this could have been sitting in someone's window. It looks like the plastic is yellowed here on the side, more so than on the top. So interesting. A 1983 Le Mans racing prototype concept. So let's look at some other Mazdas. This is a 3D print. There's a channel here on YouTube called Dendeva, and I think he's in my subscriptions. He offers 3 free print files. He makes realistic and cartoon versions of cars. So I scaled that to be 1/64 as a cartoon. Choro-Q did do this Mazda 787, the one that actually won the 24 Hours of Le Mans. I 3D printed my own wheels though. There's a funky dome car. This is a real, very limited production car in Japan apparently, but it looks like a concept car. It looks like a Stratos or something. The Peugeot Quasar was a cool concept car, I think from the 1980s. The engine was back here. Yeah, so this is cool. 3D printed wheels, of course. One production car that looks like it could have been designed by Colani is the TVR. This is the Tuscan TVR, and ChoroQ did make that, so it's interesting. And then there's 2 LMP racers, which I didn't even know what they were. They're just listed as Valiant, which is like a cartoon. But this is supposedly a Lola B98/10. And this is a Panoz LMP1. Yeah, Panoz, the American car company. I don't know if Panoz is still around. So those are some funky LMP cars. So there's an interesting mix of weird looking cars. Some that made it in the real world, some did not. You know, that's it. So I'm really curious to get the other ones because I kind of want to know what they are. You know, I would have never guessed this was done for Mazda. So, okay, well, we learned something today. Hopefully I'll find the other 3 and we'll learn something when we get those. Thanks for watching today. Take care. Bye.